everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to another video, and today we are here for another weather breakdown. Now we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, including a pretty big tornado potential today, a couple tropical systems out there, and much more. So let's go ahead and get right into it, starting off with the SPC outlook for today, where we have two slight risks of severe weather. One is going to be across portions of the western Midwest and the Great Plains, and the other is going to be across portions of the Big Bend and Florida. So let's go ahead and break down the threats that these bring. Starting off with the tornado threat for today, we have two areas that have a 5% risk of a tornado today. So this is going to be a pretty big deal. We had a 5% risk here yesterday down in Florida, and we saw several tornadoes down in the Orlando, Jacksonville region. So look out for that damaging wind threat. We have two 15% risks to see wind gusts of 60 miles an hour or higher, maybe a stray gust up to 70 miles an hour or higher here in the Great Plains. A hail threat, we have a 15% risk to see hail of 1 inch or larger as well today in the Great Plains, so definitely look out for that. We got hail, wind, and tornadoes all in play today in that region. Now moving on to tomorrow, we already have a marginal risk of severe weather across portions of the Midwest here. Now starting off with the tornado threat for tomorrow, we have a 2% risk of a tornado that extends from central Iowa back down into west central Illinois and northeast Missouri here. Luckily, the only major population centers in here are Des Moines and Cedar Rapids. Damaging wind threat for tomorrow, we have a 5% risk to see wind gusts of 60 miles an hour or higher here. That's going to extend over the entirety of a marginal risk, so look out for that. Wind is going to be the main threat tomorrow. Hail threat for tomorrow, we have a 5% risk to see hail of 1 inch or larger in the Des Moines region tomorrow, so definitely look out for that as well. Now going into Saturday here, we already have a marginal risk of severe weather across portions of the Carolinas, mainly on the East Coast, but we're going to break that down more tomorrow. So let's go ahead and move on to the National Hurricane Center here, where we have tropical depressions Sean, but we're going to talk about that more later. And then we have disturbances, a 30% chance to form in the next 7 days and a 20% chance to form in the next 48 hours. I don't think this is going to form, and I definitely don't think it's going to make landfall in the U.S., so we don't really have to worry about that. Eastern Pacific, we have a disturbance as a 30% chance to form in the next 7 days. Again, I don't think that's actually going to form. Central Pacific here, nothing new. So let's go ahead and move on to the path for Sean here. Sean is currently a 35-mile-per-hour storm and will continue to head northwest for quite a while here. Most likely not make any impacts on anybody, which is good, okay? It's going to end its lifetime as a 30-mile-per-hour storm here on the early morning/late night of the 14th and the 15th. So by the weekend, this thing will be gone. Now, finally, watches, warnings, and advisories. We still have a tornado watch in effect from last night, and even a couple of tornado warnings. So if you're in central Florida or northeast Florida, for the rest of the day, you need to look out for this, because not only did we have a 5% risk yesterday, which we're still seeing some action from, but today, this is going to continue most likely in the same area. Now, we also have winter storm warnings in effect here for portions of Wyoming and South Dakota. That's because our winter storm is still going on here. We are seeing feet of snow being dumped in the mountains right now, which is pretty crazy for this time of year. Winter weather advisories in effect as well there in the purples, so like across the Four Corner states, Wyoming, Montana, portions of northwest Nebraska. High wind watches, high wind warnings, red flag warnings, freeze watches, freeze warnings, frost advisories. Everything that you could imagine is here in the western U.S. right now, okay? So if you're in the western U.S., you're most likely under some sort of alert, so just go ahead and check your weather app that you prefer to see what that is. We also have some frost advisories in northern Michigan, but that's not a big deal since it's always cold in Michigan. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and see you on the next one. Peace.